Yo, who's out there? How's everybody doing tonight? Man, it was like crazy because I'm sitting here trying to figure everything out again. It's been a while. I mean, I forgot everything, how to do everything, and blah. So, a little late, a minute or two, whatever. It's cool, but a lot going on. Um, First interview back since, oh God, I don't know when. Man, I don't know how long it's been, but a lot going on. So next couple months, like I said, it's going to be. I think I said the last time, probably be every other week. But February, March, April look like they're lining up to be every week again. Go figure. But that's fine. You guys will love it. Got some good ones coming up tonight. I just heard of these guys. Just found out January 16th. I looked up the date of when I found out about them, and it was January 16th. Johnny D got a hold of me and said, "Hey man, da da da, check out our music if you like it, you dig it, whatever." It was January 16th. I said, okay, I'll check them out. And I do this a lot. You get a lot of submissions and you're wondering, and you hate to get back to somebody and go, I really didn't like it, or not talk to them and blow them off or whatever. So I'm like hesitant. Here we go again, and I checked it out. I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. This is cool. So, he sent me a message. Hey, if you ever want to, would be up to doing an interview or whatever. If you need MP3s for the show, da da da. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'll see what I could do, you know. And I was like, hey, how about let's do it next week? And he's like, cool, we're in. So I checked these guys out and I sent it to a couple friends and I'm like, check these dudes out. What do you think? Am I off my rocker here? Or are these guys really pretty freaking good here? And both buddies, cool. I was like, I'm putting them on the show. They're like, cool. But I think these guys are out of Kentucky area. We'll find out. You're going to learn about them just like I'm going to learn about it because I know nothing. They're new to me. They're cool to me. So we'll just bring these cats on. I know Johnny D's around right now, and we'll bring him on. Matt is going to join us in a little bit. He's, I think, having technical issues. I do not know. We'll find out. I'll have to work with him through it. No big deal. But we're going to check these guys out, figure out all about them, and get to know them. And yeah, so we'll get started. I think Johnny might have left for a second. So I'll continue to talk because I don't see him. I see his camera on, but I don't see him sitting there. So we're going to wait and give him some time. Maybe he's going pee pee. Who knows? But yeah, a lot of things going on at the rock culture. Oh, no, I see him now. Okay. Hey, let's get Johnny D in here. Bam! What's up?
What's going on?
How we doing?
Doing pretty good. Trying to get Matt on board.
Is he still having a little bit of trouble?
There might be some technical difficulties, but I think he's online.
Cool. Hey, I see him. I see him. He just got here. Ed Matson.
There we are.
There he is. Look at that. The gang's all here. See, and they call us, I do play drums, so I can call myself that. Dumb musicians, we don't know shit, but we're pretty tech savvy here. You know that? We got it going on. I know I get called dumb all the time, but I am dumb. But so how you guys doing? First off, Johnny, introduce yourself, what you do, who you just introduce yourself. I want to know.
John Warren, lead singer of Moonshine Zombies, aka Johnny D.
Johnny D. Matt, who are you and what do you do? Matt? Hey, can you hear me? Oh wait. Is he unmuted? Is he muted? I think he's muted.
I think there's some muting going on.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Is that better?
Hey,
There we go.
there you go.
I'm trying to
Matt,
figure it out.
who are
Hey,
you? What do you do, brother?
my name is Matt Tall. What's up? I've already said this once, so now it sounds so awkward and weird. No, yeah, I didn't know I was on mute.
Hey, it's
Hey,
cool.
man, I'm Matt Tall. Yeah, I play with the Moonshine Zombies, and we're having a good time. Played with a couple other bands you might have heard of, but yeah, man, playing drums, that's the most important thing.
The most important thing. Hell
Yes.
yeah. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
These lead singers and these guitar players think they got it going on. They ain't got
Man,
shit
it
if it
weird,
wasn't for
man.
a drummer.
Yeah, exactly. Been saying it for years.
Hey, it's the truth. God even
Right.
said it in the Bible somewhere. I
I think so.
mean,
I think you're
I'm
right.
almost positive.
I remember
At
something
least
about that. Yeah. Yeah.
so. How long you guys been around? I mean, like I said, I just found you, and I try to find everything, and things are coming at me, and bands are getting out there. You'd think with social media it would be so easy to find everybody, but there's so much garbage out there, and I hate saying that, but there is such some garbage out there that weighs down the good stuff, and it takes forever to find it. But that's why I love when people reach out and they say, "Hey, gives me a chance to check it out," or I would have never found them. So, how long you guys been doing this? I know, as far as I can see, it goes back to 2021. But I think I read somewhere you guys kind of formed during the whole pandemic thing.
Absolutely. Been about 2.5 years ago. Started doing writing. The guitar player, Anthony, and I started writing some music. He has his own studio. And then we basically formed the group. And the core members on the first album would be Steve Kurtzinger on bass, Anthony Bowling on guitar, and me on vocals. We all play a big role in the process of the songwriting. And then last year, I had the opportunity we had some things going on. And then I was introduced to Matt through a personal friend, and we really hit it off. And, the rest is history.
Nice.
We're getting ready to do our second album with Matt, and super excited about that.
Nice. So you've done two albums. You've done what I see is Black Shadows is your brand new one, which was out in 2022, October.
I think it came out in June or July.
June.
Honestly.
Okay. And then the self-titled one was in 2021. So Matt joined the group for the 2022 Black Shadows.
Yes.
So how is it like working with these guys? Are they just like these party animals that just hang out?
No, they're crazy, man.
They're crazy.
Yeah, they're nuts, man. No, they're all right guys, man. We're just 9-to-5ers, man, having a good time, trying to put out some good music, man, something make you feel good and get up and move,
Right.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's your
I
show.
I think basically Matt and I have this vision of basically, you got the guy that goes to work, the hardworking man and woman go to work all week long, 9 to 5, work their ass off. And then on the weekends, they want to listen to some good music and drink a nice cold beer.
Cold beer, yeah. Definitely
Right.
cold beer, man.
Right. Now, describe the music. Okay, I've got my own way I describe it, but man, I'm trying to find where I saw how you described it somewhere. I can't find it again, but I was like, man, that sounds so perfect. And just tell me, describe your music for anybody that has not heard it.
Matt, you want to take a crack at that?
Well, it's
No,
sometimes dancing, reminiscing. I mean, because we are up there in age. We're ancient, but
ancient.
our influences shine through, man, and I think it's a good thing. It sounds like a new old thing. Does that make sense? So
That makes total sense.
back to when it was cool, man. When in my eyes, and so we're just we're jamming out and having a good time, with it. I
Right.
tried to put a little bit of that Sabbathy groove to it,
Hmm.
and just go back to our roots on that.
And the
Though that,
bass lines, I mean, it's like the bass lines on what song is it? It just starts out, she's
She's
gone.
gone.
She's gone. It starts out with that bass line. It's like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah," and you're like hooked right off the rip. I
yeah, that's
mean,
a good friend of mine laid that bass down. Yeah, Jesse, that I've worked with all my life, brother and friend, laid the bass on that, if I'm not mistaken. On She's
Yes.
Gone. Yes, yeah. He's something else, man. When he gets on a track, it comes alive. That's for sure. And that's
nice.
Jesse
I
Best.
mean,
If people didn't know, I was in Days of the New and Tantric and that
yep.
whole everything. So, but Jesse and I had been friends since childhood friends, and so anyways, ever since we were knee high to a grasshopper, you know how it goes.
Yep.
But he came in on that track, and it made it pretty special. It was fun.
Dude, it starts off, grabs your attention. You're in. You're in for the ride. It's like,
Yeah,
I,
Mike, the funny thing is, like Matt was talking about, we think we sound a certain way, but without describing it, the way I feel about it, a lot of people would say, man, it has a Southern vibe to it.
very much.
yeah.
It's got like a bourbon soaked Kentucky Southern Midwest 80s kind of jive thing. That's how I say it.
You're there, man. That's it. Couldn't have
Right.
said it better myself. I get that '80s thing too, and that's when it's when we grew up,
Right.
and
Is it
so
the guitar licks come
yeah, man.
through?
Yes,
Then you got some ZZ Topish on top of some Black Sabbathish. It's just a whole cool, really cool twist, kind of, but a very familiar twist.
yeah. I mean,
If that makes sense. I mean, you're familiar, but
following you,
it's a
man.
little twisted up and it's cool.
I like it.
I like
Yeah.
it. I
Oh
Well,
yeah,
like
just
it.
and being from Kentucky and Indiana area, I mean, we love ice cold beer, we love bourbon, so all that kind of comes through the music, also.
Right.
love
Eh,
motorcycles, man. You can't forget
Yes,
that. Yeah,
Right. That intro to She's Gone is like a fucking bike just starting to rev and you're bum, bum, bum,
right.
bum, 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 bum,
Yeah.
bum, 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 bum. Yeah. It's really cool. Now, y'all are in Kentucky. Where around? Louisville area,
no,
maybe?
outside of
Yeah.
Louisville. Now Matt is in
It
Sellersburg,
ain't very many
Indiana.
miles. I mean, in terms of miles, it may be 15 miles from Louisville on the outskirts. So we call it Kentuckiana or yeah, Kentuckiana because we interact so much. We're just right there on the river. There ain't but a mile of water that separates us. So from
Right.
state to state, so it's like we intermingle. But I'd say I'm 15 miles from Louisville, so I'm right there in the general area.
I live
There's
outside of Louisville, about maybe 25 minutes.
nice. That's a cool area. I mean, my wife right here trying to get Mike to move to Kentucky. There's a place in Kentucky, my shop, my company has a shop there, and I could
Oh,
transfer easily. And she's, it's within the next year or two, we are thinking about relocating and right around
yeah,
Louisville, Ghent, Kentucky. I'm looking
yeah,
at. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Anywhere in Kentucky, you're gonna have a good time.
oh hell yeah! You got Cincinnati just a little bit here, got Louisville just a little bit there. I mean, Ghent's like right in the middle.
It's a great
So
spot.
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
so
awesome.
we're thinking, and we may. I'm not sure yet, but it's in the cards, and that gets you closer to family. I'm originally from Erie, Pennsylvania. That gets closer to family. Don't know that I want that. If any of my family's listening, don't. I was just kidding, but I don't know. It seems like they got a lot of good music going on up there in Kentucky. You guys fit right in with. I mean, I got a couple buddies that have bands up that way, and it's just like music seems to be doing really well up there.
Yeah.
There are some really good bands here.
Oh yeah, out of Glasgow, might be able to see the sticker I set there behind me when I was walking in. Well, on the other side, Super Fuzz, from Glasgow.
Okay.
Out there, yeah, Super Fuzz, and you got let's see, Blackstone Cherries from there. Yeah, a lot of great bands come out of the area.
Native Sons. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
Great guys.
on, yeah. Mhm.
it's just it's a hotbed right now, and it seems like everywhere is a hotbed. Things are starting to pick up, and ever since COVID might have been a really bad thing, but I think it was like a wake up call. To me, it was a wake up call. Yeah, there's venues that have closed, there's things that have happened, but I think us as fans and musicians too, us as fans, we've taken it for granted for years that they're going to be there. Oh,
Mhm.
I'll just sit on my couch tonight. I'll catch the next show. Now with that happening, you really don't know. When you lose
Yeah,
everything, you have a brand new appreciation for what the hell is going on, and you take that extra time to go, oh, you know what, let me get off my ass and go see the show tonight, because I don't know for a fact I can go see the show tomorrow.
I'm always going to shows. I love them.
Yeah, you
I'll
have to.
travel all over. Yeah, I mean it's amazing. I still work too, but got to go out there, and there's just nothing like a good live music vibe. When a band can lay it
Nothing.
down on the stage. Sometimes or most of the time for me, the bands I see, it's even better. So, and I
Mhm.
love that more than anything. It's like your superheroes are just on fire. There's no better feeling. So,
Right,
uh, and
exactly.
supporting all your brothers out there, doing their thing. So yeah, the live stuff is cool, man. Yeah, I try
Yeah,
to get out and see a show every time I can. That's for
you
sure.
gotta, you
And even
gotta.
when I shouldn't. Yeah, and even when I should.
I shouldn't. I probably got to go to work on Saturday on my day job, and there's a show tomorrow night that starts at like 9:30. I'll go to like 12:30. I'm sitting there going, maybe I should. No, 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 no. I should. And I've got friends already going that'll keep me accountable and say, get your ass here. So you got to do that, because they'll give you hell if you don't
Yeah.
get there.
Hey man, adulting's it's crazy. You know,
It ain't easy. I
Right.
no,
You
it's not.
gotta
mean,
pay for it the next day.
it
Yeah,
just I don't
got to
drink no
go
more. I
on to
stopped doing
yourself.
that.
You don't have to worry about it. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I
It's
do. I
just
just try to change the whole everything.
right.
Yeah,
Exactly. And then if I don't show up to work, I don't show up to work. So what?
yeah.
I lose that job, I'll just transfer to Kentucky. Get a
There
job
you
there.
go.
Well,
There
We're
you
just
go.
waiting.
one more restart.
Bring- but all right.
Man, I didn't know you was going to drink a beer. If I knew you was, I mean, that juice that you're having there. If I knew you
The
was having,
juice.
if I knew you was having juice out of the mug, I would have brought my juice.
Right. You could. This is
Well, I
not a
shouldn't do
family
that. I
show.
shouldn't have the
Not a
juice.
family show at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I
you're
have to
gonna
have a little ice cold beer.
right.
Man, don't you know?
And believe me, people, that thing was full to the brim when he started here
I
a
believe
little
it
bit
was.
ago. It was
Yeah,
full.
I believe it was. We hope that's what our music's doing to you. Just crack a beer, sit back, and have a good time. And
That's it.
you
That's all
know,
we're
It
about. Is just having
does.
a great time.
play, ride some motorcycles, get on the side by side or something, have a good time, put out a bonfire, light one up, and just party.
And that's how music is supposed to be.
That's
It's
it.
supposed to get you. It fills something in your soul. Like I said, I don't drink or anything anymore, but music still is my gateway. Other people they could. I can't drink, believe me. And
Right.
I'm one of them guys that can't drink. I'm so good at
Somebody's got
it
to
that
watch
I'm
all of
no
our
damn
man.
good at it.
Somebody's got to watch us.
Hey,
Yeah, it'd be
that's
hard to
right.
watch a bunch of drunks, but yeah, I mean, you get so many free laughs out of it, and what not to do.
Right. And
All
it's
drunk.
like, you know, you're probably hearing my dog in the background. I've got a Girl Scout cookie
That
order
was mine.
coming over. And no, it's mine. He's a psycho. People come in the house. But wish he had a
Not
mute
that
button.
one.
But I mean, it's just crazy.
Him
But
and Bubby are good friends.
be good friends. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like he says
my dog would
hi.
attack me. We were working on the album. They had an understanding. He just had to come in and go through the whole ritual of what that dog's going to do. There's nothing I can do to make him. I just got to let it play out. And
Oh, I
so
love that dog.
yeah,
Love
they
that
made
dog.
close friends there. Yeah, so I think he's missing you, man. You ain't seen him in a little while.
Yeah.
So
Need to come over.
Yeah.
come over, let him
I
do
agree.
his thing, go through his ritual. He's like, and it doesn't matter if they know the person, they still go nuts.
It makes no difference. He doesn't even know why he's doing it.
Yeah,
I'm so used to it. I thought it was mine. I was like, man, it's either they can hear me yell and him bark or whatever, because he's not going to stop until he wants to. That's for sure.
Right, and that's how it goes. But whatever, And then I've never said I was a professional. I got a dog, so he kind of makes me so you're not. Hey,
Yeah.
drives me crazy. And I think he wants the cookies, is what it is.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
he smells them and he wants them.
Yeah.
But okay,
He doesn't.
now do you guys got upcoming shows?
basically, we have a couple promoters interested in working with us. We have a few goals this year. One of them is to have the new album out by June 1st. And
Oh.
as soon as that new album drops, we want to start promoting that new album with live shows.
Exactly.
So, and also we actually just sat down this past weekend, discussed that, and we also want to put out 4 official music videos, which is real important with the way music has changed, the way the landscape of music has changed, to get your music out there through videos.
Right.
So we do plan on putting out 4 music videos this year.
Nice. And we all love music videos. We grew up on them. I mean, I like it when like you've done the ones where you're just jamming. I love them ones because the concept ones tell me what I'm supposed to think. But I've never been like that. I'll still like. I think I was watching the Triumph documentary the other day, and Rick was saying how this one song that they did, they had a guitar stage, and it was like they were flying into this girl's bedroom. He's like, this is a creepy video. He goes, and when people see it, they think of this, and I don't want them to think of this. He goes, when I first saw it, I wanted them to pull it. I don't like this. But, when I see it, I don't think that way. I don't remember the video. I can hardly remember yesterday. But I love them, like you did with She's Gone. You guys are jamming. You just got a couple things going on, but it's just your music's out there. You got something to watch, but you want to keep the music in the forefront.
It's music, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what we're promoting is music, not a concept. I like what you said. Leave it open for interpretation to the listener.
Right.
I like it. I don't. I like it when 20 years later I'm right or wrong when I find out what the song's really about. It's the whole allure. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the whole process with it.
Right.
So yeah, man.
I never know what the song's
Or
about.
if you go to too much, or kind of forcing someone's view of what the song's about, and that kind of can ruin it because my versions of them were better than, to me.
Exactly.
But
they meant something to
leave
me.
it up. Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
yeah, we just wanted to have a good time. That's every night at our house.
Right.
Just like that video. It's every night.
Yeah,
Every
absolutely.
night.
Yeah,
Every night. And it was like you guys were right in the living room. We're gonna play the video at the end, just so everybody knows.
Oh, wow.
So you
Okay,
stay till the end. I downloaded the video. We got it. I'm gonna cue it up, and after we're all done talking, you guys will get a taste right here on what these guys are about. So you go. Yeah, I'm gonna take out all the searching. You know me. I take out all the searching for anything. I bring it to you. I lead that horse to water. I give you the music and say, here,
yeah.
check it out, so that you don't have to do any work. Boom. I have a radio show. I do the same thing. If I find something new, it's on there. And all they got to do is listen. We don't like.
There's your gateway right there, and as far as it's going out live, is if where there's demand, there's supply, you know what I mean? So if people want to hear it, then we might have to, put it in gear on getting out there with the live shows, You got to remember, we're just some working dudes, man, that like to have good time, play music and drink beer. So, we've all got our adult lives, like we were saying earlier. But yeah, man, if everybody jumps on board and wants to rock on out the Moonshine Zombies, let's do it, man.
Right, you get on tour in June. You might be out of vacation by July.
Yeah, see us out. We'll just out, man. Come out and have a beer with us. and
Hey,
just let go of all the shit that's been bothering you all week and leave it there and come out and dance and have a good time and do some shots and drink and get a designated driver, of course. And
good. I'll be the designated driver.
There we go. Thank you, Mike.
I'm a designated driver. I get
yeah,
invited ever since I quit drinking. I get invited to the best parties because everybody needs a ride home.
definitely, man. No, it's
They're
just
like,
you're that cool, man. That's what it is.
no, okay, you haven't met me, so you really, I am cool as fuck. If you ask me, I'll tell you, I really am. But, so you're figuring the album in June and then start touring and right after that.
We actually already have 6 songs written.
Nice.
We call it, Anthony likes to say, we're ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
So, which is a good thing because you never know.
Yeah. Anthony, man, what a good guy, man. We haven't talked much about him, man. This guy here, he's just a monster on guitar. When I got the demos to, decide if I liked it or not, or play with these guys, I'm listening to it, and the wife, she's just dancing dirty and everything in the background. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely good, man. Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
it's a good tune, baby. I like it.
Noticeably, man, Tony on guitar, dude, he just was tearing that thing apart, dude.
He's fantastic.
Somewhat of a shredder, and from what I understand, he slows himself down to play at that speed, and I'm like, dang, that's pretty quick because he's getting it on this. So, yeah, man, can't say enough about that dude, man. What a great musician, man. What a great guitar player.
Yes. The thing about what Matt is saying is Anthony basically is the guitar player, but he also produces and engineers the albums.
Yeah. Nice. So he's done everything, So it's a in-house funding. Moonshine Zombies is not on a label or anything of the sorts.
You want to control your own destiny. You want to
do everything we do on our own.
Right, exactly. Nobody taken and not given. I mean, and I get it. Some, have to, sometimes it's better that way. And then sometimes, because you can do nowadays, it's so easy. You can do your own CD, you can master it, you can engineer it, you can produce it. All you need is a distributor.
That's it.
What's that?
You need the fans. If the fans can make it or break it, you know what I mean?
Right.
If they want a band to play next month, you show that support and you give that, the band that, the likes and the subscribing and doing all that, then, you're going to see them faster live. You know what I mean? It's rough out there right now. It's a different environment from back when I was doing it. And then, and at the level that I was doing it. And that's a thing of the past in that manner, it can get that big, but it's a different world out here now. So, it's all the fans, they can put the demand on a band to where they have to, get off their asses or whatever and make decisions and get out and start playing music, you know what I mean? But it's all on the fans, that's what it's all about is good music, good time. And if the fans want it and they make a big enough fuss about it, then you're gonna hear from us for sure,
Right. Hit that share button, hit that like button, comment it because people don't realize if you comment on a band's video, it will pop up on your friend's feed saying so and so commented on this. And if you share it, then it gets shared. People notice it. If you like it, that's showing the band you like them. But comment. Say, hey, man, dig it.
We want our fans to grow with us, we're learning too. So this is new for everybody. So we're learning and we're just going to keep on putting out music, man. And hopefully we get a little family here, little Moonshine Zombies running around everywhere.
Little zombies running around everywhere. Yeah, I dig it. This ain't The Walking Dead. It's the Moonshine Zombies, right?
.com that is.
But yeah, I'm telling you, I dig you. I think you got a little niche that you could fill. I mean, there's plenty of people out there thirsting for rock and roll, and they're not for the same old. There's bands out there that are same old, and they're doing good. But then you get something kind of different, and you're like, hey, all right, we got to check this out. And it's like I said, you guys are different in my mind, the same, but with a twist. And it's like it grabs your attention and it gets you noticed. You sent me the link, and you got my attention right off the rip. And it's hard to do nowadays because everybody's attention span is like a moth anymore. We're over here, over there, over there. Nobody can focus. But
Right, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yes.
And there's a lot of time. And you are absolutely right, because if the song starts out and it doesn't grab me, I'm done.
That's
And
it.
it's horrible to say, but it's like, yeah, you've got to have that feeling, or I'll go back and revisit it. Or if I don't dig that one, say a band sends me a song, I don't dig that one, I will go look at them and say, okay, let's see a couple more songs. Let's see if there's anything else. And I'll 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Nope. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Okay, wait a minute. That one worked. And keep diving in. But sometimes you don't even, casual fans are not going to give that kind of um, time to. They hit it, they don't do it, boom, they move on. And it's
I
like,
think, yeah, right. And I think all three of us have basically said that the landscape of music has changed dramatically, and that 30-second rule, or if you don't grab somebody's attention pretty quickly, they just move on, just
right,
swipe.
right. And but,
Well, we just don't take things too seriously, man. And that's what we're doing. We're just having fun. You know what I mean? Just that's
yeah,
what we hope this whole thing's about, man.
Yeah.
It's not
you
to take
got
too seriously. It's it's something to do. It's a brotherhood. It's fun. Sorry, I choked on something a while ago and it ain't gonna worry. No, but
Diet
still,
Pepper.
that didn't sound right, did it? No.
No, I was
Yeah,
gonna
open that
walk right
door,
through
man.
that
I
door, but
went
I
ahead and
was
called
like,
myself out on that one.
nah, we'll
Yeah,
just keep
man.
it.
Yeah, it's not too think too deep in. I mean, it is deep. Don't get me wrong.
There we go. Now it's deep. You got it deep in the throat. What's
Hey,
going on here?
but yeah. So just have a good time. It's deep with a good time. That's what we
Right.
are.
It's
Add some booze
fantastic.
to that.
I really
No,
dig it.
it's a very serious thing. Music we take very seriously, but it's to unwind, man, and have a good time, and not to take things too serious. And just,
Right. Exactly.
jam out
Right.
like you used to,
Right.
and go
And
see some
See,
old players.
and I think also another thing we're trying to do is Matt brings up the brotherhood. So in the process, of music, there is a process of work, putting in time. Matt, Steve, Tony, and I all put in time. But the
a
point
lot of
is,
time.
yes, but in the process of the work, we try to have fun. We try to keep that, that friendship and that brotherhood. I mean, one of the best things that has came out of Matt joining the band is not how great he is on drums, in my opinion, but the friendship.
Oh
So, I
yeah,
mean, that's just as important as the music.
the
Right.
working relationship has to, it's very important to me. Even um, just to go in all mechanical and not be close as friends. There's super groups that do that, but that's just not for me.
Mm.
I enjoy working and knowing and growing together. So and it just makes the music better too. So
Right.
we hang out, we talk probably every day. We definitely have separate busy lives, but we make time to talk to each other every day and laugh every time we do.
Right.
And yeah, man, it's a working relationship, and it's a cool thing. With these guys, it's so much fun. They, every time, my cheeks hurt the next day from laughing all night.
Right.
We have a good time.
And like Jim Hamby, he does a radio show called Jam Session Radio, and he says it perfectly. Music builds family.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Sure
It's
does.
there's family I have that is blood related, and then there's family I have that is built right through music that I would not know these cats if it wasn't for music. And they're some of the most wonderful
Mhm.
people I've ever met in my life.
Brings
Brothers
people
and
together
sisters.
for sure. Yeah, it brings people together for sure. I mean,
Yep.
that's Kentucky too, man. You put them things together. Good old boys and good old music, man. And there you go. It's the
And
best
then
feeling.
it's some good old moonshine.
There you go.
Then you got a bunch of good old boy zombies running the house.
Yes. Definitely.
Oh,
Dude, I thank you for coming on. Oh, wait a minute. I got another question. Coolest show you guys have ever done? I'd like to ask that question. There's two questions I'd like to ask. This one's first. The coolest show you've ever done?
Perform together as a band or
Yeah, or individually because you guys haven't been around,
yeah.
that long. So
Yeah, we
coolest
haven't.
show.
The coolest show that I've ever played for myself would be, Lord, I don't know.
Mhm.
Honestly, there were some big shows, and I'm not going to sit and name those, but there was one in particular is when we were in our hometown and we were playing the Palace Theater, and at the time I was going through some stuff at home, with it. At the time our fame was going, but we were in our hometown and we packed the Palace Theater, and
Nice.
some great things had happened before that, but even bigger things and different places, but it didn't hit me yet that our album had made an impact until my lawyer that was helping me get custody of my kid at the time and things like this is there in the front row, and like important people in my life and important people in the city, and it's packed from end to end. In the middle of a song, I think I might have started crying a little bit. I
Oh
thought, man,
wow.
I was like, man, we freaking did this. It was weird because we had done bigger shows, but it never had hit me yet that we did some big things. And I
Nice.
don't really talk about it or anything like that. It's very humble, and it's especially humbled by the experience we had. But man, I think that's probably one of my favorite shows as a performer to have done. And as far as to watch, man, gosh, there were so many good ones. I mean, bands that people never really heard about, like back in the day, Sugar Tooth, that we started opening up for in the very beginning of our career, and those guys were whipping our ass every night, three piece.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember those guys, Sugar Tooth. They just had an album come out, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard it yet, but I loved. Man, those guys, they kicked ass. It was hard to go on after them.
Right.
Uh, you just hope that you opened up for them, and
Right.
make it out alive because they were just really good. They still are really good, but
Mm.
things like that, little moments like that. But you know, there's been a few of them. It's been pretty
Cool.
magic.
and Mike, if you don't know, the Louisville Palace is an unbelievable venue. It is
Yeah,
a great place.
beautiful. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it is. Yeah. That was one that stuck out to me though. I just find it funny that it didn't really hit me. I mean, I was hearing that, well, the song's doing pretty good, and we're doing some pretty big name
Right.
stuff, but it didn't hit you until like when you're at home, and that just goes
Right.
back to the Kentucky vibe, the Moonshine Zombies, that brotherhood. It just it hits you in the feels right there. So that was a good one. But when Metallica
That's
had a
awesome.
helicopter fly out and start shooting at you, that was a good one too.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Zach Wild, I mean,
Exactly.
go on and on. Zach Wild came out and did Zach Sabbath, one of the shows I seen, I guess mid pandemic. It was weird that he even got to play. And this man with his kilt on destroyed his guitar and walked through the whole crowd all the way upstairs with a cord with 50 people or so, 50 like stage crew guys holding the cord. And I don't know where he got the cord made, but he walked through that
Crazy.
whole bar and destroyed it, man. And that
Yes,
was
I've seen him do that also.
that's probably one of the highlights, man. I mean, Zach, he smashed me on that one. It was good, man. It was really good.
Zach's a badass.
Oh,
He
he
really
is.
is a badass.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
love Zach, man.
any Aussie pick is usually a badass.
Oh,
You had Randy, you had, you know, even Brad Gillis from Night Ranger.
Oh,
It's
I
like
love that.
he's a
Love that guy.
badass. And you
Love
yeah.
don't respect
That's,
him. You don't know it until you see the dude live. And then you're
oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
he's
I get it.
a monster. He's so versatile. I mean, he's got the Book of Shadows stuff, the acoustic
Hmm.
feeling stuff, the heavy, so he gets all the way around. He's not just limited to one style.
Right. And some of the
Yeah,
best ones are like that.
man. Yeah, it's a good time to go see those guys for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Huge
They're
Clutch
still,
fan too. Those guys are fun. I mean,
there was a
Great
lot of
band.
times I
yeah,
mean,
so
yeah,
many good shows. I mean, I could go on and on.
you could.
Oh,
I mean,
all them witches, seen all them witches, and the name got me at first. I didn't get it at first, and when I went and seen them I almost wanted to get in a fight with somebody, and it's not that type of music. It was hitting me so strong. It was crazy.
Really?
It was the way I could describe it was just so droning and powerful. And this drummer had like a ride cymbal, a kick snare, rack 1, rack 2, and
Huh.
hi-hat, and that was about it. And he sounded like he had 10 or 12 cymbals. I mean, he was killing me. I
That's
was
the
like, oh my
thing.
God. And it touched me so hard that I was like, before I didn't give it a try, you know, and I thought, well,
Right.
this is going to be okay. And they smashed my face in, man. And I loved it, you know,
That
so,
is the thing with drummers. If you could take a 5-piece and make it sound like a 12
played
piece,
in the room, man. Yeah. And
you're a hell of a drummer. And there's a lot of them that I look at, and I like a good 8-piece double
right,
bass.
right.
That's my thing. But I look at somebody and you hear the sounds coming out of them, but then you look, you see them live and you see what they're playing. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
What?
Meat and
And you make
potato
it
thing, you know. Yeah.
right. They are so
This guy
good.
was so good about playing straight forever and then doing something so badass. You was just like, what? Oh my God, what just happened?
What
You
just
know,
happened?
you could just tell by his groove that he was staying on, though, that he was superb, you know, and you're just sitting there waiting like this dude, yeah, you know, he's doing it. Yeah, and he made that ride cymbal. I bet it sounded like he had 20 different ride cymbals. I had a
Right.
blast, you know. So
Right.
yeah, hooray for the live shows. You got to go out and support
Absolutely.
music, man. That's what keeps it alive. It's all about the fans, and keep on supporting that stuff. And
Right.
that way, we can afford to at least have a beer or two when we do a show, right?
Right.
Yes. Somebody pay for our beer,
Beer,
please.
yeah.
Somebody buy me a beer, man.
Yes.
Now, Matt, or not Matt, Johnny,
Yes.
tell me if you had a Mount Rushmore of rock, or your people that have influenced you, 4 people that have just had a bit, musicians. We'll go with musicians, or everybody'd say mom and dad. But if you had 4 musicians that made the biggest impact on your life, and they're on your Mount Rushmore, who are they?
Well, obviously as a kid, just growing up, just absorbing music before I ever even considered, playing guitar or singing. Because originally, my original passion was to play guitar, not to sing. That's a
Mine too.
story for a different day. But,
I
obviously,
thank God you started singing, dude. I'm just saying that. Thank God. You got a great fucking voice, dude. I love it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, just growing up, being in the car, having no control over music or whatever, being at your grandparents, Elvis definitely, and not just because we've got that Southern vibe, but I was subjected to Elvis so much. I was like, this
Man,
guy
he was cold, man. He was cold.
yeah. I mean,
if
good
you
looking
even
dude.
if you don't like the music, you got to respect what the man's doing.
Absolutely.
He's putting that.
He was like a
on, man.
superhero, the
Yeah, oh
jumpsuit
yeah.
and
Right.
all that. So anyway, Elvis, huge influence on me.
That's good.
And then Johnny Cash.
Nice.
I like the Man in Black.
Yeah.
The thing about Johnny Cash was, which I really like to hang my hat on, and no offense to Johnny Cash, but I mean, he doesn't have the greatest voice,
Right.
but the songs are so good, and his voice is so powerful and unique.
That was going to say
attention.
unique. He knows his lane and he stays in it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? He's not trying to do something he's not, and there you go.
Right.
I mean, it's not
Right.
about being it's not about being a $25,000 perfect guitar. It's about the character and the uniqueness, if that's a word, on
It
it.
is.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you have to know your range and you know what you're doing, but other than that, it's more of how your heart's being perceived. If you're portraying what you're feeling, then you're not a phony, and it's going.
And there again, like what Matt said, just with those 2 guys out of the 4, they're just so relatable to the common working guy that, just who doesn't, know a Elvis or a Johnny Cash song. So
Right.
then there's a change that goes on as I get older. So all of a sudden, I discover a band called Van Halen.
Oh no.
And it's just it's a game changer for me that
Right.
David Lee Roth, even almost like Mick Jagger, these guys, there again, they don't have the greatest
No.
voices, but they reek of rock and roll. And then I
Right.
was like, I want to be though that
I want to be that guy that's superhuman on
exactly.
stage.
That was the game changer. Your Mick Jagger, your David Lee Roth. I was like, I want to be those guys.
Right.
So though, or David Lee Roth was that whole rock and roll vibe for me. And then I picked up the guitar, but one of my biggest influences of all my music career was when I discovered the Doors.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say, yeah.
it
You can
changed
tell.
everything for me
Mm.
because
I
I was like,
love
oh my God, the lyrics, the music, just the expanding your mind and just
Right.
all about the music. That's the Mount Rushmore for me.
There you
That's it.
go. That's that's a good one, man. I'm like, yeah. I always like asking that question to somebody because you just never know what you're gonna get. You
But
know,
you
you
know, and
never know.
not to be contradict what I was saying earlier about the party and the good time vibe. I mean, this band also is capable that I've noticed since on the stuff that I've played with them. Some of my favorite stuff is the B-side stuff, like in
Oh,
the
absolutely.
dun, 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 ba-dun.
Yes.
What's the name of that one? Because we worked on it so long, I've probably made a funny name up for it. We can't say here, but
I can't say.
but like you know what I'm talking about, like in
Right.
the darkness.
Midnight Rider.
Midnight Rider, so we can get serious too. Don't
Right.
let me mislead you completely. I mean, and that's the kind of stuff I like. But yeah,
Right.
that you can get into that, like the darker side of Tool, or like the darker side of Danzig. I don't even think you said Glenn Danzig, but I hear that in your voice when you sing. But
Oh my God. Oh,
Love
he's
Danzig.
got that
that's
great
great,
voice.
man. Yeah,
It's that
yeah,
that deep, haunting voice that just
yeah, yeah,
screams rock and roll, and you're just like, what the fuck is that, man? It's
yeah.
just it gets you. I
This
mean,
band
it's
has some heavy
cool,
riffs.
man.
Yeah, this band has
That's
some heavy
what got
riffs.
me.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think something that Matt talks about that hits home a lot is, obviously watching Matt, knowing the history of Matt and his playing. The great thing about Matt, Tony, Steve, and I both is Moonshine Zombies is basically it's a brand. So what we're doing is it is us. It's about having a good time. It's about drinking some beer, shots of whiskey, the 9 to 5 hardworking man and woman. But also, if you really get to watch Matt play, but then when we get together for a song, we are all making sacrifices to actually downsize our abilities to make a good song.
Right.
Because I think Matt had talked about how good of a guitar player Tony is. He's unbelievable. But when we go in there and we start working on a song, we make adjustments to make a song for Moonshine Zombies.
Right. Right. Hey,
yeah,
and that makes total sense.
yeah.
You know.
It's smart business and smart thinking. I mean,
Right.
not to say that it's business, but you have to. How do you get four egos, in the same room
Right.
without some kind of structure, right? So you kind of
Absolutely.
like business because the reason it being is because it's such like a marriage, and people can get their feelings hurt and things happen. That's why you have to have the business part of it to just hold everybody's emotions and everything back because the music will make music. Musicians are some crazy people, right? So
Right.
Yes.
I've never met a crazy musician. I don't know what the hell you're talking
hope it
about.
makes sense, and I really just want to emphasize how proud we are of our hometown, of Louisville, of Kentucky, of Indiana, this whole area. It made us who we are, and so
Right.
that we want to stress that having a good time and support your local businesses and all your local bands
Support
and
local bands.
yeah, for sure, man. Please do.
Absolutely.
These guys, man, they come out there and they just got off work and they could barely make it there in time and barely get their
Right.
shit set up to play for free, you know.
And
If
they're not playing for shit.
yeah,
I
they get a
mean,
beer if
really.
they're lucky, you know. If you don't pay money to play, you know, or if you're
Right.
lucky enough to have a tip jar or something, then you know.
Right.
So it's really important that you get out there and get into town and go everywhere, see everybody, give everybody a chance. Once I always try to, you know, and I
Right.
usually get proved wrong. You know, usually they're really good, you know,
Right.
and so yeah, man,
Oh,
support
absolutely.
support the local musician any way you can, and your local businesses. You know,
Go
all
in
your,
and go see the
yeah,
opening
you're here now,
band. Just because you like the headliner, don't go see
man. I'm
the
telling you,
opening band. If
Weed
you
Eater
don't
opened
dig them,
for Down one night. Weed Eater again, a name that didn't get me at first. I was like, Weed Eater, I don't know if I like it. Open for
yeah.
Down, and I was like, I don't care if I see them or not. They came on. I was going to the bathroom. I skipped the bathroom. I was like, what is going on here? And they just
Right.
destroyed. I mean, just made a fool out of me, thinking that, you know. And man, they jammed. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, get
You
up there,
just never
all about the
know.
experience, right? Yeah, you never know who
There's
you're gonna
bands
run.
like there was I go to my buddy Will Mass's it's called Bendy Q up in Maryland every year. I don't go every year, but he throws it. I think this is his 7th year. But I went up one year and I'm standing there bullshit with somebody, and there was a band I really didn't know. They were called, their name is Rat Rod, and I didn't know who they were. And you know, I knew some of the guys, but you know, not personally, just knew the names. And I'm standing there bullshitting with a friend of mine, and they come on, and I hear them come on, and I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" So I was like, I told my buddy, I was like, "I'll be right back," and they got me right when I heard them, and I'm like, "Okay." And I think they were like one of the bands that I really wasn't there to see, but they were there. And then by the end of it, it was like, oh my God, these guys were so fucking good. And I'm glad I
Yeah,
went, you know,
yeah.
because you just never know what band is good.
Hey, you never
You
know, man. Go see all
you might
music.
right, you might hear them on
Yeah, all music.
CD and then you see them live and it's totally different.
We yeah, I have a love for all music, you know.
Right.
I'll go see outlaw country to just gangster rap. I enjoy it
Right.
all. And I probably go through that whole thing every day, you know, as I'm
Zombie rap.
oh, yeah, zombie rap,
We
you
gotta
know.
get a new
That's
one.
what we do. We get some zombies and we rap.
We
I'm
Rap
rap.
gonna look
zombies.
into that.
We gotta
Yeah,
get it. Some zombie
yeah.
rap. Was there anything else you guys want to say? Get out there before I cue this video up and give
Well, if
people
you
a taste of what we're talking about here.
yeah, if you fall and hurt yourself or something, just rub some beer on it. I'm sure you'll be all right.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, if you ain't got a mug for it, we got one right there. Show them the mug. We have these. Not
Bam.
moonshinezombies.com. Yeah, moonshinezombies.com.
MoonshineZombies.com. I was over there. You guys got some cool merch.
Mail,
I mean, I was like, what the fuck is
yeah,
that?
we got everything we need. Coasters.
Yeah. They got some cool merch. I'll put the links up tomorrow in my group. Links where you can find Facebook, YouTube, website, any links, I'll get them up there so people, like I said, I get it out there so that all they got to do is click. They don't got to go search for it.
That's
And then
awesome.
I'll get
Can't
you
beat
guys up on my website, which is therockaltar.com. Get you up there so that there's a whole band directory that I do. And so, you know, people are just looking for a new band. They can click it, zips them right over to their to the
There you
website.
go.
I do have one thing to add real quick is that,
What's that?
you know, when I talk to these guys is that, you know, each song has its whole different thing, you know, kind of same theme, but its whole thing. So like give it a few songs a try, man. Check out the whole album in its
Got the
entirety
whole
because you know what I mean? Because each song has its own little special
so
difference in it, you know what I'm saying? So
right,
there's so many options, man. I would say just jam it through if it doesn't hit you at first, keep jamming because there's
right.
yeah, I mean
If
it
not, keep drinking beer as you listen.
well, that's
Drink beer as you listen out of the zombie's
exactly.
mug. You're gonna get put under their spell, and you're an instant
Mhm.
fan. There's something in that mug, baby.
That's
There's
it.
something in that mug.
And you can have a mug like that too at no, I'm just kidding.
Moonshine
We got
Zombies.
MoonshineZombies.com, baby.
Yeah, you can.
Hell yeah.
Get
But
on the site, tell us what you want to see, you know. That's another thing I want to say. Get on their site and talk and get a, you know, blow that Facebook up. If there's something you want to hear or see from us, let us know because we don't know. You know, we're just
Absolutely.
I'm just an old dweeb. You know what I mean? I can't figure it out. I'm just an old nerd. You know.
Oh, nerd.
So tell me how to do this thing if you guys want to see it and hear it.
Right.
Have some questions, man. Let's all hang out and party. And
Right.
Absolutely.
always tip your bartenders and waitresses.
Always tip your back.
Always.
Mike, we really appreciate you having us on.
I appreciate you sending me your track and sending me your info and hooking me hook, line, and sinker right off the rip. January 16th, I got zombified.
There you go, man.
Coming at you.
So, let's go. Let's everybody. I want to turn this whole fucking planet into zombies now.
There you go.
But yeah, it was really cool meeting you guys.
Right.
We'll get you on again once the new album hits and you got some things going on. We'll get you back on here and talk some shit. And let's let everybody know what's going on.
One more thing, real quick. Moonshine people doing that Moonshine show. We got your song for you, man. We could jam out. I want to meet those guys, tickling them with all that moonshine they're running. That's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
I want to meet those guys, man. Maybe they'll come to the party out.
Hey, you got to meet them.
All right, take it easy. Yes,
well, man. You guys have a great night. I'm gonna kick the video off, and like I said, I'll put all your links up tomorrow in the B-Rock group. People share the links. Go check out their music, their website, everything. But right now, we're gonna hear "She's Gone" from.
There she went. She's out. She's out.
She's gone. She's gone. But y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us on,
Mike.
it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Anytime you want to hang out and do this again, I'm ready. Let's do it.
You got it, brother. You got it.
All right. Take it easy.
See ya.
See ya. All right. Here is the video that I promised. And it's fucking good, man. You're gonna dig it. But it's called She's Gone. I will see you next week. Oh, next Saturday. I'll tell you right now, next Saturday is Will Mass will be joining me. We're going to have Cruiser, 86 Bullets, and Mr. Gray on the show. It'll be a Saturday show. It'll be at 2:30, February 4th. Saturday, February 4th, 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Will Mass, 86 Bullets, Cruiser, and Mr. Gray. Be here for that one. That's next weekend. Special show. We're gonna get me and Will Mass can do this, so it'll probably be a 2 hour, maybe 6 hour show. Who knows? But anyway, here is the tune. She's Gone by Moonshine Zombies. Check it out.